Yeah, I noticed. I did notice you were come out. Inform the men.
What you said where you could.
He's going.
Yeah, listen, where's one?
Water down there.
Sitting in the chair. So maybe I'll there was that many people.
Yeah.
Great, thank you. I've got all sorts. Becky keeps getting on here.
Doing well. We've got very skinny legs. Oh, sorry.
Cooking.
Church?
pudding.
It's a bit of a treat today.
Boys are getting spoiled.
Well, that, yeah, do that. And I'm going to go and get another implement actually, because that's got...
What we've done is a bag pudding, so it's mainly suet, and we've rolled it all out to a bit of a flat bit, and then we put loads of chunks of apple, and if we've got any raisins or currants or anything, we'll put those in as well, a bit of sugar. And then it just basically squidge it up into a ball and put it in a muslin bag, and then oils it nicely.
So you can't see very much now, can it? It just looks like it's a bit of cloth and a bit of water, doesn't it?
So
It is.
Yeah, it is a big cloth, but inside is goodness. So the trick is making sure that nothing seeps through the cloth. So you have to put it in boiling water and you have to flour the cloth first, so that when it's all cooked, it doesn't sort of stick to the cloth. So what I'm doing now is just moving it a little bit so it doesn't stick to the bottom either, because otherwise it burns on the bottoms. So give us about an hour.
Slow cooking, this is slow cooking.
Yeah. And there's a fantastic recipe for apple spoiled pudding, which talks about how long it takes. And the recipe says it takes an hour and a quarter before Christmas and an hour and a half after Christmas. So, why? Good question. I think it's about the storage of the apples, because of course you'd have apples that you collected in the autumn and then put into store, and I think the texture, I don't know the answer, I'm only guessing, but I think if you leave them in storage and then get them out, I think the texture is different. So that's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, or something that just changes so it doesn't take so long to cook. Yeah.
Recipes in the period often say things like, add this until it is good.
Yeah. Enough sugar until it's good.
Yes. Or a pinch of this or a handful of that. But not necessarily as precise as we used to.
Sorry, we missed what the hot stew, is it?
That's a stew, yeah.
It's very basic, so there's
yeah.
just a bit of pearl barley.
So it's about right. So we've just moved it off the fire just so it sits a little bit. So it's a pork stew. I don't know if you can smell it. It's a pork stew with some barley in it, and the barley. There was a doctor at the time who said that pearl barley was a better quality grain. He thought nutritionally, and again, I've no idea, but he felt it was a better nutritional grain than some of the others for the soldiers, because they needed energy. Yeah, there's a lot of energy. So we put some of that in as well.
Starchy, I think, aren't they?
Yeah, and they did. They needed. They marched a lot and they carried everything, so they needed all the calories that they could get. Yeah, so everything was about keeping the fat in and carbohydrates in, although they didn't really understand it. Yeah. They did know that the fat was important. So this is what we've got here is a kind of camp cafe, really. The men would often cook themselves. They cook their own rations themselves, get together, a couple of them, and put a little fire together. But what you also had when they were camped in any place for any length of time is a couple of people would get together and actually set up a little bit of a cafe. So lots of traders would follow so we'd be traders who would, so the soldiers might bring us their rations and we'd cook them and they'd come back, or they might buy things from us and we'd have a little camp cafe going. So that's what we do.
We're women of enterprise.
Well, we have to be. Yeah. But the women who followed the camp could only be legally married. You know, you could only have legally married women.
So if we were on the straight, we would have half rations.
Half rations, yeah.
What men would have, and any children we have campaign would be half rations.
They're quite good, really.
You wouldn't get fed if you didn't do something to
And yours.
no scrambles.
Dinner, Thomas.
Doing something.
I have to go.
It's still going! I know. No, it's still going.
By
they've
about
got now.
1813, 1814, the government issued most of them short grey jackets or blue shell jackets as well, so they started to have a more uniform appearance. But certainly in 1812, they were right back.
Well, you will not. What a garret, what do you say?
Say again?
You will toffee, whatever you call it.
Yeah, this is our undressed hat, known as a forage cap or fatigue cap. So it's worn in place of the full dress one, which you see on my weapon over there. Because simply when you're in and around tents and things, it's, that gets caught, it's knocked over, and you want to keep that neat and tidy, otherwise you're going to be on Yankees when you're on parade.
Okay, thanks for the help. Cheers, mate.
Actually, always easier to pack everything up together fast.
What is a real pen?
So, yes, that would
I have.
and that's it.
This does start messing about with carbonic acid. So that's the best we can do. We'll keep it clean, we'll get Suzanne up on the deck there so there's plenty of fresh air around it, and that should heal up a lot quicker than it would do in a hospital, certainly in a hospital, or on land in the army there. Now Nelson had a bit of a problem when he had his arm off. And he had his right arm very, very badly damaged at the Battle of Santa Cruz. It was actually his stepson who whacked a tourniquet around it, his own belt, Nesbitt there, put this belt around his arm and saved his life. And they got back to the ship and it was amputated and sewn up, all the individual blood vessels were sewn up with these little threads, and the threads were taken out. But over the next year, Nelson suffered incredible pain from this wound. They called it his flipper in the end, because that's what it looked like, the way it was finished. And then he went to Bath, and somebody in Bath said, you need to go and see old Dr. James. Dr. James was ancient at this time, but he'd been trained in the army. He knew the battlefield. And when he looked at that wound, he knew exactly what was wrong. And he opened it up again from Nelson. He found that ligature that had been left in, took it out, and after that, Nelson had no more problems with pain from his flipper, as he called it. One thing that the men knew is that when you saw Nelson's flipper getting agitated, and very often Nelson, when they were away from land, worked in just a shirt, you stayed clear of him, because that meant that he was really annoyed. So you stayed up to the way of Nelson. How are you feeling? Great! That's the first time that's happened. Oh, God, there we go. Thank you very much, Suzanne. I hope you can take an aspirin and call me in the morning. Thank you very much indeed. Now, let's see if we can clean you up. You're all fucking blood all over you.
Just an aspirin.
I imagine a lot
Eli's come
died
back on
through that
990.
procedure.
Well,
Things is going to get
that's the thing.
Yeah.
Not so much with the procedure.
Yeah.
It was infection after this.
Oh, right.
That was the big
Yeah.
No one died from pain?
Oh, they pass out. They wouldn't pass out.
Pass out first.
They would
Yeah.
pass out.
The same every time. Stop people stabbing themselves.
What are they then?
They're alls. Sharp. Stabby. Making holes in things. They're very good at making holes in your fingers as well.
Isn't that nice? I would keep your fingers away.
That's why I've got a cover on it, you see. And that's why I caught on the end of them. Because they are sharp. Believe me, they're sharp. I'm stabbing holes in skin. No, that's a hammer. No, it's a hammer.
That's a song.
Right, no, it's not. It's called a pick, actually. It's for flattening bits. Or if you need to get, if you down there on some hills, you have to put some nails on the outside. So you've only got this much leather to put the nail into. That's what you use that for.
Oh.
And this is for putting nails in the heels of shoes. That's for putting nails in the heels of shoes. That's so you can bang it in, you see. You can't do it with a normal hammer, it's not long enough. That's how you hold the heel on, you see, you nail it on. Yeah, that's us with time.
I know what one is for.
You sure?
Yeah.
You've got a funny thing, you have to keep turning on it, otherwise the hands stop moving.
Make that as well.
No. Not a watchmaker, alright. A shoemaker. bit difficult making, well, a bit difficult, very difficult making watches. And you need lots of magnifying glasses. You don't need that for this. So there.
Do you make all this stuff?
No, I buy them actually. I cheat. I buy those in the Netherlands. Yeah, there's lots of them. Yeah.
That's a lot of pods to buy.
Well, you'll see. That's not many actually. We do sell lots of them. Lots and lots. But you'll see people walking around in them here. Or you might also see them in people's tents. And guess where they got them from?
You.
More than likely, yeah. Yeah, you can't buy them everywhere, you see.
Buy them here.
I think I might be the only place you can get them in the UK. Not an idea. Wooden shoes.
Where's your shop?
I actually work at my house. There you are.
Where do you have?
It's on D. Just up the bridge end. So I'm only 21.8 miles it was from our house to here. Yeah. No, I'm here to do talking. That's why I'm here this weekend. See, I get paid for talking. It's good, isn't it?
I like talking. It's a job for me. And me.
But what we're talking about is shoemaking, of course.
Oh yeah.
So if you know all about shoemaking, you can talk about it.
Talk about phones.
You can talk about phones, can you? Well, there's probably jobs for that. Places like
Phone where?
call centres and things, people phone them up and say, how do I use my phone? Well, that's it.
Hard stop until shut now.
Really? Just stop. You start having to wave your arms around.
Strange colour, isn't it? What's
I think they rolled up very well.
Double time! Halt! Hold your arms, about face! Company, by the left, forward, halt!
You want to have a drink or something? I don't mind you drinking the odd drink. I'm not going to be in any.